Hey everybody, welcome again to another episode of Just for Fun Games. I'm your host, Azzy, and with me again, as always, is my boy Roy, and today we're going to be talking about Marvel's What If? Episode 5, What If? Zombies.
Just zombies.
I'm gonna let Roy, I'm gonna let Roy start this
Okay.
one. I was like,
Okay.
what did you think of this episode? Just to give a slight premise and to warn you, if you haven't seen the episode, we're not going to be able to hold ourselves back. We're going to be talking about spoilers and stuff. So please, by all means, exit the video, watch the episode, come on back, see what the hell we got to say about it. Thank you very much. Anyway, Roy, of the two of us, during the big zombie craze, and honestly, from our childhood, you've always been the one that would like venture out into that niche of a genre. Uh, so what better way to appreciate that and appreciate all your history with the Resident Evil series, your stint with The Walking Dead, than to give you the reins on talking about this episode? I'll chime in later.
I'm not gonna say it was bad. Not gonna say it was. I mean, between the Captain Carter episode and this one, like it follows the same formula. Every zombie movie, media, anything related. Oh, guy wakes up. Well, like they clearly took The Walking Dead with Bruce Banner acting like Rick Grimes wakes up on Earth. He's like, "Hello, hello," you know. And supposedly there's a cure. Why would you want to cure people that are like flesh is all it's all nasty? But and of course there's this one guy supposedly fucking it up for everybody else. Vision, I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, I was kind of like, I'm ready to move on to the next What If episode, because I felt like even with the Watcher being kind of there, he's like, I didn't want to. He didn't even want to watch it. He was like, I'm gonna just let this shit ride. But
You said you're not going to say it was bad. I'm going to say it was bad. That was the worst episode by far. I'm sorry. See, a lot of people got really excited when they saw the zombie Captain America in the promo trailers and whatnot, the promotional materials, because they thought of the comics, and the comics are allowed to be as gruesome as you would expect a zombie piece to be, you know? You can't get that with this. And the biggest kicker is that it was trying to be too funny. What are the primary requirements of any kind of zombie medium? Desperation, adrenaline, tragedy, despair. You could throw in humor in there. It's not that you can't throw humor in there, but it was too humorous. It was too much. It's for every person's criticism of an actual MCU movie where they say that they undercut the dramatic moments with comedy, in 90% of the time, I disagree. Uh, this one, it was like
it's kind of like Shaun of the Dead.
Uh,
Shaun of the Dead. They kind of Shaun of the Dead this.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, you couldn't dwell in the desperation or the tragedy of any of it. Starts off under the prospect of this is the very beginning of Infinity War. Hulk crashes down in the Sanctum Sanctorum, to which I thought it was a bit of a weird delivery when he repeats the lines, his first lines from Infinity War. Thanos, he's coming. It's like when I saw the movie, I thought he was saying that because Wong and Doctor Strange were hanging over the hole, so he knows he's talking to somebody. But then when Hulk appears in the Sanctum, he's just like muttering to himself, like someone's like, make sure you say this part first. Okay, go. And then the setup was fine. The notion that it was actually kind of interesting. The notion that it was Janet Van Dyne who brought some
The virus from the quantum realm.
quantum virus into the mainstream universe. And even like while I know that some people thought it was kind of it was kind of funny in a dark way that the way Cap got taken out was a very tiny person, very tiny zombie bit him. But that actually, but making like Ant-Man and the Wasp, or in this instance, Janet Van Dyne or Ant-Man, the original like patient zeros, that's scary because it's not like it's not like you see a regular sized zombie coming from a mile away and then you have to deal with it. It's like this thing's microscopic.
You can't
Basically
see
might as well just
it.
be an airborne virus. Exactly. That could have been scary. It's like how would you deal with that, especially if they just continued on to and continue infecting people. And the other weakness to it is that it's limited to the material found in the MCU. And the original Marvel Zombies had the entire Marvel landscape to utilize. So when big moments showed up, like Zombie Wolverine, that was a huge deal. That was a big shocking moment. They kind of just like went through all the Avengers as we have them in the MCU, which is like a little less than like 24.
Oh.
It's not a lot of variety to go with. But what you mentioned before, like the whole thing with Vision and Wanda, I thought that was also interesting.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's what I'm saying.
The
like,
logic took leaps. The logic took leaps and bounds. I thought of him as the one dude from The Walking Dead with the barn full of zombies.
Herschel.
Herschel. Yeah, he was the MCU's Herschel.
Yeah. I mean, oh, damn, I just realized.
It's like I can't leave her. It's like, really? And then like ripping the Mind Stone out of himself is like that. It's just that felt so forced. It's like 1 second I'm going to stop everything so I can do the thing that you've seen before.
Right, and that's the thing with Vision, feeding Wanda. That I've seen that in a couple other zombie movies. Like they were following like zombie flick moments, like.
Oh well, to give credit where credit is due, T'Challa being held prisoner to be used as a lunchable for a zombie is actually from the comic.
Okay, because what I was thinking, I see me playing the Telltale Walking Dead games. All I was thinking was about the scene in the first season when they went to that barn and they found that dude upstairs with no legs. Like, what happened to your legs, man?
yeah. Okay, all right. That makes it even worse. But it also and like to its detriment, it also had the typical like zombie trope of required leaps of logic. Like if you think about it, the one person that should have been the most protected, and granted, I didn't read all of Marvel Zombies. I dipped my toes in it very much. I mostly know it from tie-in material. But the one member of the Avengers you think would be the most protected against a zombie outbreak would be T'Challa. He is in a full body suit of vibranium. And I don't think there's anyone with like Thanos sword level of teeth that could bite through it.
I
don't know. But as far as and at the very least, despite how like look on the bright side, everyone seemed to be at that point throughout this episode, ending it on that kind of tragic note where it's like they're heading towards Wakanda, and there's a zombie Thanos with an Infinity Gauntlet there. It's like,
yeah,
okay,
that which caught me off surprise because I totally forgot about him and how this was pretty much Infinity War from the start, and then he was coming to get the last one. Like,
you know what the only problem is though? Why was he in Wakanda?
Because he showed up in the Infinity War. He showed up in Wakanda to get the Mind Stone.
Exactly. The Mind Stone wasn't in Wakanda in this episode. In this universe, the Mind Stone was in Jersey.
He probably knew.
Thanos has the technology in order to track the Mind Stones and know the Infinity Stones and know exactly where they're at. So we're supposed to go ahead and go like, oh, well, it's just like it's just like it was cool immediately, and the longer you think about it, it's like, oh, this makes even less sense. It's like he would have went to Jersey to get the get
Like, it's
the
not
Mind
here.
Stone, and he was in a ship. Hold up, and he was also in a ship. Wouldn't he see that there are a fuck ton of zombies? Not to mention, it's like it requires so many conveniences just to keep the plot going, so that we can say, hey, it's still zombies. It's like the guy with the gauntlet that where he that can control space, that has like all the power in the universe and can control reality, still somehow got bit by somebody.
So now you making this episode worse, because now I'm thinking, if he had the fucking gauntlet, how the fuck he get bit or infected?
Exactly. It's cool. It's interesting when you see it, but then immediately when you start thinking about it, it makes it that much worse, because it's like, I mean, it's the MCU. We take all of this stuff seriously. We're constantly milling it for minor details or little call outs and such and like. So they engineered us to be this way. Nonetheless, I give this episode a 5.
Ooh, okay. You went the IGN route. Okay.
No, don't compare me. Don't compare me. I'm like, I could have given it a freaking 2, but I would still thought like certain things about it were interesting. The way they started it, the way they ended it. It's just I have to not think about it. The more I think about it, the lower the grade gets.
I think the only thing that took me out of this episode was when they showed Ant-Man in the jar, and I'm thinking Futurama. That's all I was thinking.
Exactly. And then when the cloak of levitation is flying around, it's like, oh no, there's a giant horde of zombies between us and the facility we're trying to get to. What do we do? It's like, well, this cloak is kind of helping us out. Couldn't he like just like one at a time take us back and forth? It's really fast.
No, but Hope was like, I'll just get big, which immediately when she got that big, I was like, they're gonna fucking deal with a big ass fucking zombie Hope. And
yeah,
guaranteed it.
Everyone else instantly turns into a zombie after they start getting bit. Hope got scratched somehow, so it takes longer for her.
Oh, Sharon didn't last. I forgot about that. Sharon, she got
instantly.
She got murked by Captain America.
One last thing. One last thing, and I want to find out what kind of score you would give this. How long did it take you to figure out who Kurt was?
Oh, it didn't take me long. I knew who he was.
It took me till someone pointed it out. I couldn't remember. It was hard.
Baba
It's
Yaga.
hard to tell with the visual.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, but his accent didn't like he didn't have enough lines. His accent didn't pull through all that much. The art style, his physical features just seemed kind of vanilla.
It
you couldn't exactly tell.
It didn't look like the MCU counterpart to that actor.
No. Give him some polka dots at least.
It's your mom.
It's your mom.
But one more thing, I do like how Happy was doing blam 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 blam
blam
blam blam.
It's funny, but it doesn't belong here.
He getting
it's like Happy.
Zombies, blam blam.
Everyone
blam,
you care about has died. Blam blam. It's like at that like with that amount of positivity in the face of absolute despair, you have to assume that they're fucking insane. Like they've literally lost their minds.
Well, the Watcher was like this on this episode. I was just gonna turn around like I ain't.
You didn't see him much. He wasn't really watching.
Yeah, you
didn't see him much. He wasn't really watching. So that's kind of like the grade for it right there. Like that shit.
He was like, I'm not even gonna try to even watch my own timeline shit or whatever. But I would give it at least a 6.
A little bit higher.
Higher.
It's not like this couldn't have worked. I feel like this was banking on the theme for the sake of novelty, as opposed to trying to tell a good story. They could do with the MCU characters. It's not like we can't use what we got in order to fit that kind of what if scenario. But you need more time than that. You need more time for that. You need opportunities for people to sit there and freak out that the people that they care about and their loved ones are turning into zombies and are trying to murder them. See, you need the slow. You need the
like even with regular like zombie movies, shows, they had more time to flesh out their storyline. This, you had like what, 30-40 minutes to watch this and try to explain,
25, honestly.
and you couldn't really have a moment where the characters be in despair or grieving for any of that, because it was just moving so fast. And
I mean, I don't need Rick Grimes screaming Carl every 6 seconds, but I mean,
I'm not gonna say I had hope for this episode at all, because I remember, I saw on Twitter what the episode was gonna be before it came out, and I was like, zombies one. I don't know.
There were a lot of people that were really excited about this. There were a lot of people that were really excited about this.
I'm not, like I said, I would actually have to give Captain Carter the above rating for this, because now this is probably be at my bottom list.
This is the worst so far.
Yeah.
Definitely. But we still have 4 more episodes.
Yeah, we still got to find out what's up with Vision, Gamora. The other 2, I don't know.
Yep. All right. Well, short, sweet, and to the point. What did you think about this episode, guys? If you liked it, let us know down below. Tell us why our opinions suck. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you know we're busting out some more stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Peace.
Deuces.